Tracy's Transformational Kitchen. Today we are going to do a liver flesh. We want to keep our livers nice and healthy in this modern world where we're consuming a lot of hydrogenated oils, damaged fats, we use a lot of plastics, there's pollution everywhere. We've got what are called liver stones forming in our liver and gallbladder. Some people are having anywhere from hundreds to thousands of these stones plugging up the functions of their liver. Now, why do we have to do a liver flush when we've done other kinds of liver cleanses? I've done lots of liver cleanses where we took a lot of herbs. I've done many of them over the years, and I thought, you know, I'm in reasonably good shape, but I'm still exhibiting symptoms of, you know, liver congestion. So I do a liver flush, and whoa, I was just amazed at the hardened oils that came out of my liver in the form of stones. And I've done subsequent liver flushes and still gotten hard stones of hardened oils out of my liver. It was nasty, I don't want it in there, I want to flush it out, and this is the best way we've come up with so far to do it. In the past we've used things that we didn't like so much. We had this Epsom salt drink that would help empty the intestines and open the bile ducts. Epsom salt tastes horrible, and so I had my handy-dandy herbalist, Cal Sellers, put together a formula for me that was a nice herbal tea that I could drink that would not only clean out my intestines, but it would also serve to dilate my bile ducts during my liver flush so that all of those stones would be able to pass out very easily. This nice formula he's put together has the peppermint, senna, fennel, and ginger in it. 4 very great herbs that are going to serve these great purposes and also taste very good, because it wouldn't be Tracy's Transformational Kitchen if it didn't also taste delicious.
I'm Cal Sellers. I am the formulator of this wonderful tea.
Why do we want to do a liver flush?
First, it helps to understand what the liver does. The best way for us to just explain all of the functions of the liver in a brief few words is to tell you that the liver is absolutely the manager of the whole body. It is involved with managing every process.
In Cal's Marvelous Tea is 4 ingredients. We need 4 parts of peppermint leaf powder, 3 parts of fennel seed powder, 1 part of senna leaf powder, and 2 parts of the ginger.
The old herbalists used to measure the things by weight as opposed to having them be by volume, but we found out that was just unmanageable for people doing it at home. So all of my formulations are actually formulated by volume if you're going to get them off my website and make them at home. So
when you decide on what you want your part to be, you pick out a measuring device. This is a teaspoon, this is a tablespoon, this is a 1/4 cup, depending on how much of this you're going to make. If you just want to make a small amount, we would pick maybe a teaspoon or even a 1/2 teaspoon. And then we would put in 4 1/2 teaspoons of the peppermint, 3 of the fennel, 2 of the ginger powder, and 1 of the senna. This would be what I picked for my part. If I want to make a large quantity, I would go for a bigger measuring device.
occasionally we'll have somebody doing this cleanse who's has a tendency to have very sluggish bowels, and if that's the case, we're going to double or triple the number of parts of senna. So we're going to actually use, for those people, maybe 3 parts of senna instead if you have a really sluggish bowel that just does not move very well. For everybody else, though, this mixture, the original way we gave it, is going to be just right.
So now we're going to mix up our tea. That's all there is to it. Here is how we're going to make Cal's awesome liver flush tea. What we're going to do is we're going to use 1 cup of water per teaspoon of the powdered herb mix. You need about 5 cups of the liver flush tea in order to do the flush properly. Put it in a pan and bring it to a boil on the stove. Okay.
We're about to make the tea. The thing you need to know about the tea is these herbs have a lot of volatile oils. Those are things that If you just pour the hot water over it and let it sit, they're going to be gone into the air, and we want them in the water. We want to drink those volatile oils. They're half of the medicine we're going for. So we're going to be very careful about putting it in something that we can cover tightly once we get all the tea in there. I'm just going to use a pan that has a tight-fitting lid, which is not the pan we heated it in. We could use the pan we heated it in, but this is the one I happen to have at the moment. And so what we're going to do is put the tea in first. You pour the boiling hot water over the herbs, and then we're going to quickly cover it. We're going to let that cool down to where it's pleasant and comfortable and easy to drink. And we can sweeten it with honey or agave nectar. And go ahead. I recommend honey for this particular application. It's a little more enzyme rich. It's a little more warming to your liver, which is going to actually help the process a little bit.
Now that our tea is all made up and ready to go, what we're going to do is we're going to use a fine wire mesh strainer to strain out the tea. This is going to pull some of the powder out. It's obviously not going to pull all of the powder out, but it's going to pull some of the powder out so it makes our tea a little more pleasant to drink. And if you wanted to get really jiggy and strain it through like a coffee filter, you can do that, or a nut milk bag. That would also work for getting all of the fine powder out. Also, just letting the tea sit as it cools down will allow the powder to settle to the bottom. Then we're going to try to take in a total of about 5 cups of this tea between 2 and 8 p.m. And sweeten to taste with a little bit of honey.